Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPad Air 2 and see how this iPad holds up in the later part of 2025. Now, the big thing I can definitely tell you about the iPad Air, second generation, is that there isn't really any reason why anybody should be buying an iPad like this anymore. It genuinely doesn't make any sense. There are significantly way better types of iPads to go ahead and buy rather than this thing. But for the price and for the age of this thing, I would say some people might be considering it. Now, number one of the big things to keep in mind here is that with something like the iPad Air second generation, the exterior of this iPad definitely feels dated, but it doesn't feel like a cheap device. This thing still feels pretty premium. It feels kind of similar to what you'd expect inside of probably like a lot of other iPads that have kind of came out. So I feel like this thing isn't really missing out on too much when it comes down to that side. Like I still feel like you're getting a good, expectable experience. The display of this thing also is still pretty decent, but like I said, you are going to be getting a fairly limited type of experience on this type of device when it comes down to it, because it is going to be a very outdated type of iPad as it kind of comes down to it from that standpoint. So I feel like from that particular situation, that is kind of one of those big things to keep in mind. Now this thing ended off with iPadOS 15. So it didn't really get any other software updates after that version of software. So that right there is also going to be kind of like a limited type of experience from there as well, because you're going to be getting like this limited type of experience. And the last thing I would want you to do is to, get an iPad if it's already outdated with software. And that's essentially what's going on. The camera on this thing also is kind of outdated too. Once again, you're going to be getting a slightly limited type of experience when it comes down to that. It's not going to be great. It's going to be giving you 1080p, I think. It's not really going to 720p on the front, 1080p on the back. So it is going to be a slightly limited experience as it kind of comes down to that particular situation as well. And the last thing I would want you to do is go through and buy an iPad if it's already going to be very outdated with software by the time you buy it. And that is kind of the vibe that's kind of going on here for the most part. So that right there is kind of a limitation, I would say. And, if you're going to go through and pick up an iPad, that is probably one of those things I would want most people to kind of avoid, is to buy an iPad if it's already going to be outdated. And that's kind of what's going on here. So overall, I think definitely buying one of the newer iPads, like an iPad mini 6 or an iPad Air 4, one of those types of iPads will be a much better experience than buying something like this. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.